Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. We are from Group 4. We're gonna presentate about a noun phrase and prepositional phrase. Next slide. Okay, the group members is me, Alifi Syakara Putri, and then Haniatus Zaidah Salma, and then Selly Noviana. First is noun phrases. Definition is when we see a noun performing a role in a sentence, we define that as a noun phrase. The role in question can be as a subject or object of a clause. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is the phrase structure or noun phrase. Linguists have several ways of diagramming the structure of a sentence. For noun phrases, it looks like this. NPR determiner and uh, PN noun and prepositional. A noun phrase is composed of a noun plus optional determinantes, adjective phrases, and prepositional phrases. Observe the examples in text 3 as shown. So this is the example of the sentence is a cat in the house. And the classification is first is in the first is S is sentence, and then NP are noun phrase. Terus diklasifikasiin lagi menjadi 3. Ini yang satunya determiner. Determiner itu A, and then noun is a cat, and then prepositional is in the house. Next slide. A noun phrase may consist of either of the following. The first is as a single word, such as a noun or pronoun. For example, cheese is expensive. And then the second is as a group of words. Example, the manager interviewed all the applicants. The most important noun is a noun phrase is called the head word. All the other words in the phrase are dependent on this head word, as without it the sentence or clause would not make any sense. Next slide. Okay, it will explain by my friends.
Okay, thank you, Alifia. Next, we're going to talk a bit more about the head word and through examples. So we have 4 examples here, and they all use the same noun, girl. First sentence, we have the tall girl. And second is, my sister is the girl wearing a jumpsuit. And the third is, a strikingly beautiful girl. And the fourth sentence is, the girl with green eyes. Now, see the noun, how the noun girl has been expanded. And when I say expanded, it means the meaning goes beyond just the noun. So, since the noun girl is the head word, the expansion is caused by the words coming before or after the head word. They help modify the meaning of the noun. Now, modifying noun phrases can be done in a number of ways. It can be done in 2 ways. The first is pre-modifiers, and the second is post-modifiers. So when it's a pre-modifier, it comes before the noun. And the pre-modifier itself can be broken down into 4 types. They are determiners, quantifiers, numbers, and adjectives. So an example of a determiner is like the sentence, those houses are very expensive. And the determiner is those, and the head word is houses. The second is quantifiers. An example sentence is, I've lived in a lot of houses. The quantifier is a lot of, and the noun is houses. Shows that there are a lot of houses. And then the second is numbers. It's quite easy because It's true to its name. An example sentence is, my brother owns two cars. And so the pre-modifier would be the word two, and then what is being modified is the noun houses. And the final is adjectives themselves. An example would be like the sentence, I love old cars. And old is an adjective and it modifies the noun cars. And then the second way you can modify a noun phrase is using post modifiers. So, like its name, post modifiers, they go after the noun. For post modifiers, there are four types. You have prepositional phrases, and then ing phrases, and then there are relative clauses or subordinate clauses, and they have two infinitives. So, an example of a modifying a noun phrase with a prepositional phrase is like this: the house on the corner. And so the prepositional phrase would be the part on the corner. What's being modified is the bit before, the house. And second is ing phrases. Take the example of the sentence, the boy talking to me. So in phrases, we have talking to, that is the post modifier. What's being modified is the boy. It explains that the boy is talking to someone. And third is relative clauses or subordinate clauses. Uh, I'll give an example of a sentence. The house that Jack built. The noun here is the house, and then the relative clause is that Jack built. So when you want to identify the relative clause, usually they have keywords such as that, who, which, etc. And finally, we have two infinitives as a post modifier. An example sentence would be, I don't have any nice shoes to wear. And so to wear modifies the noun before it, shoes. And then I'll go to the next slide. Uh, as before, I've mentioned a lot of example sentences and modifying noun phrases. And so in general, uh, you can analyze a noun phrase into three parts: what comes before the head word itself, and what comes after the head word. I'll give you the example of the sentence, the small children in year 5. Now, the most important part of this noun phrase is the head word. The head word must be maintained in order for the sentence or clause to work. You can omit one of the modifiers, either the pre-head word string or the post-head word string, and the sentence would still be a complete noun phrase. For example, if I omit the pre-head word string and make it children in year 5, that is still correct. Or if I omit the post-head word string, the small children, that is correct. But if I omit the head word and it just becomes the small in year 5, the sentence is incorrect. And next is prepositional phrases. So a prepositional phrase is defined as a group of words that consists of a preposition, the object of preposition, and any words that modify the object. In order to better understand, here are some sentence examples. We went fishing with Benjamin. They traveled to the mountains. Yes. Outside the window, the birds are singing. And she punched the boy with the strength of a boxer. As you can see, the prepositional phrase has been underlined, and the green color is the prepositional word, while the light blue is the object of preposition. So, what the preposition is talking about. But in the scope of syntax, we need to learn about its phrase structure, which is a bit more complex. So in phrase structuring, a prepositional phrase is composed of a preposition and a noun phrase. So here I have an example syntax tree. The sentence given is Nancy sat on a chair. That is the whole sentence, which is S, which is then broken down into two. There is NP, the noun phrase, and VP, the verbal phrase. So NP broken down into a noun, which is Nancy. And then we have the verbal phrase, which is broken down into the verb and the prepositional phrase. So the verb here is sat. Now the prepositional phrase. Uh, the following boxes follow this uh, rumus, which has been shown before, but the NP itself can also be broken down depending on what it's made out of. So the prepositional phrase has the preposition on and a noun phrase, a chair. And a chair can be broken down again, the determiner a and a noun, chair. The next are types of prepositional phrases, which will be explained by my friend Sally. Sally, are you here?
Thank you, Solna. So next is types of prepositional phrases. The first is adjective phrases. When a prepositional phrase acts upon a noun, it's called an adjective phrase because adjectives modify nouns. Example, the cat in the middle is the cutest. Cat is a noun. In the middle is a prepositional phrase. The prepositional phrase acts upon the noun by giving us more information or provides specificity to a noun. So adjective phrases berfungsi buat menerangkan kata noun. Another example is I just met a handsome guy with sweet smile. So with Smith, sweet smile is a prepositional phrase. Next slide, please. Two or more phrases, the use of more than one prepositional phrase in a sentence. Example, they arrived at the airport on time. Arrive is a verb. At the airport is a prepositional phrase 1. On time is prepositional phrase 2. Both phrases modify the verb arrive, providing the information of where and when. Example, Chicago is on the northeast tip of Illinois. Is a verb. On the northeast is a prepositional phrase 1. Of Illinois is a prepositional phrase 2. Prepositional phrase 1 modifies the verb is, specifying information of where, and prepositional phrase 2 modifies the noun tip, telling us which tip is being talked about. Next slide, please. Next is infinitive or prepositional phrases. These are quite identical, however, should not be confused with each other. An infinitive is the basic form of a verb which is not connected to the subject of a sentence. When a verb is directly connected after it to it no longer functions is a prepositional phrase. Example of infinitive. It is easy to bake a cake. I am ready to play soccer. A prepositional phrase using the word to will be like this. She went to a bank. So infinitive phrases include infinitive. Example, to walk, to read, or to eat. Infinitive can act as a noun, adjective, or adverb. Next slide, please. So this is a video about noun phrase.
In this video, we're going to discuss what we mean by the term noun phrase. Let's put up a definition. A noun phrase is a group of words headed by a noun that includes modifiers. So this is a simple example of a noun phrase, the man. It is headed by the noun man. And the word the is a modifier. It modifies the noun. Let's put up another example. The tall man. Well, this noun phrase is headed by the noun man, and the modifiers are the and tall. They modify the noun. The tall man in the corner. Well, the noun phrase is headed by man again, It is modified by these, but it is also modified by this. This is called a prepositional phrase, and they usually appear immediately after the head noun. But you can see how it modifies the word man, because it tells us which man. Therefore, it's a modifier. Let's change it up a little bit. The corner near the oak tree. Well, this time, the word corner is the head noun. It is modified by the word the, and just like the one above, it is modified by what's called a prepositional phrase. So this tells us which corner. As we saw with the first example, the man, noun phrases can be very short. Here's another example, an ant. So the head noun is ant, and it's modified by an. Small green creatures. Well, creatures is the head noun, modified by two adjectives. His box of small nails. Box is the head noun, modified by his, and also the prepositional phrase of small nails. It describes the box. A long belt of bullets. A and long modified belt. So does the prepositional phrase of bullets. Okay, hopefully you're starting to get a feel for what noun phrases are. Let's get rid of some of that. I want to leave these ones up. Look at the first one. The word corner is also a noun, and it's been modified by the. This is an example of a noun phrase within a noun phrase. And look at this. The word tree is also a noun. It is modified by the word the and the word oak. So the oak tree is a noun phrase. And it's within the wider noun phrase, the corner near the oak tree. Here's another example. Small nails is a noun phrase. Nails is the head noun. It is modified by the adjective small. It is part of the prepositional phrase of small nails, which is modifying the head noun box. It is an example of a noun phrase within a noun phrase. Okay, I deliberately used all the terms there so you can start getting used to them. Hopefully that made sense. Look at this though. A long belt of bullets is a noun phrase, but the word bullets is not a noun phrase, because remember, a noun phrase has to be a group of words. The word bullets has no modifiers, therefore it can't be a noun phrase. Okay, let's get rid of some of that. You might have noticed we didn't talk about these words. These words are not modifiers. These words are called prepositions. Prepositions are used to show relationships between words. We have a whole lesson on prepositions. In our first example, the word in shows the relationship between the corner and the tall man. And the one underneath it, near, shows the relationship between the oak tree and the corner. Okay, that's enough on prepositions. Let's get rid of a little bit more, leaving us with just these two noun phrases. Let's put these in a more useful place on the slide. Okay, let's make a sentence out of this. His box of small nails were under the stairs. This is wrong. This is wrong because the head noun is box. Therefore, we can't say were. We have to say was. And this is a key point with noun phrases. You have to spot the head noun, because when it is the subject of a verb, it is the head noun that governs the verb. Let's look at the next example. The long belt of bullets have been found by the police. This is also wrong. The head noun is belt. Belt is singular, so this should be has. Keep an eye out for this when you're dealing with noun phrases. Don't let the modifiers detract from the head noun. So don't let the word nails detract from box. Don't let the word bullets detract from belt. There's something else we need to say about noun phrases. Noun phrases can also be headed by a pronoun that includes modifiers. So look at this, the one. The word one is a type of pronoun and it's modified by the. The tall one. Again, one, a pronoun modified by the and tall. Here's another example. Someone in need of help. Well, someone is a pronoun and it's being modified by this prepositional phrase. So this is a noun phrase. So that means our definition is not quite accurate. Let's change it. A noun phrase is a group of words headed by a noun or a pronoun that includes modifiers. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Let's put up a real life example and go through it to spot the noun phrases. My brother is trying to convince the family that he's a compulsive liar. None of us believes a word of it. Brother is a noun. My brother is the noun phrase. Family, head noun. The family, the noun phrase. Liar, the head noun. A compulsive liar, the noun phrase. None, head noun, only it's a pronoun. None of us, the noun phrase. Word is the head noun. Our word of it, the noun phrase. Let's try another one. A fuel cell works much like an electric battery, converting chemical energy into electrical energy using the movement of charged hydrogen ions across an electrolyte membrane to generate current. Okay, let's pick out the noun phrases. Cell is the head noun. A fuel cell is the noun phrase. Battery is the head noun. An electric battery is the noun phrase. Energy is the head noun. Chemical energy is the noun phrase. Energy is the head noun. Electrical energy is the noun phrase. Movement is the head noun. The movement of charged hydrogen ions across an electrolyte membrane is the noun phrase. Of course, you might have spotted that this noun phrase includes two embedded noun phrases. Charged hydrogen ions is a noun phrase, but here it's part of a modifier. An electrolyte membrane is also a noun phrase, but it's also part of a modifier. Both of those modifiers, of charged hydrogen ions and across an electrolyte membrane, modify the head noun movement. Okay, that was quite complicated, but hopefully it all made sense. Okay, let's get rid of that. Don't forget, as in with this example, a noun phrase can be headed by a pronoun. I want to leave you with some of the examples that we've done. So, the man. Remember, noun phrases can be short, but they have to be at least 2 words. The tall one. A noun phrase can be headed by a pronoun. The tall man in the corner. In a noun phrase, the modifier is often a prepositional phrase. And his box of small nails. Don't forget that the head noun governs the verb. The word nails doesn't. This noun phrase is singular. That's all. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out some of our other videos on grammarmonster.com.
Oh.
Okay, so that time will be set. We will post the second video on Google Classroom. If you guys have any question, you can ask